Hey everybody, this is Ellis, co-hosting with Burn One right now. This is our Musume set review. We're about to start Runecraft. So, here we are.
All right. So our first person here is Agnes Techion. Right?
Oh,
Or
never
are you
mind.
gonna start? Oh, good. Well, it's too
Go
late. I
ahead.
already started. Has Evolve for 1, and then Feed to begin racing. And whenever you play a spell card, choose an enemy follower, give it -1/-1. All right. I'm already intrigued. The Evolve form is Agnes Techion Evolved, obviously. Choose a spell card from your graveyard, put it into your hand. Whenever you play a spell card, again, it has the -1/-1 effect. 2-drop,
Rune
2/2.
card.
What's
Rune
up?
This card's
wants
really
card.
good. Why would you ever feed this card?
True. Unless
Because, well, I mean, I guess then you don't have to commit a deck slot to having the evolve form.
You're playing this card, you're already going to be doing that. This card, this card's really good, but I think if you're playing it, it gives you a spell back. Like it's
Well, so something that is relevant that I do want to point out is sometimes because there's only 10 evolve slots, you'll play like 3 main deck copies of a card and then like 1 to 2 copies of its evolve card. So, you know, feeding it, that's your third copy, right? When you play 2 of the evolve, but 3 of the main deck.
I guess that's fair. I mean, I see a lot of value in the getting a spell back from grave to hand.
That's definitely good, but the -1/-1 is what really makes this good.
Yeah,
Right.
and the fact it's vanilla too already, right? Because a 2/2 for 2 is like pretty vanilla. Is that the stat line? How this goes usually?
2-drop is
Or
like
is it 2/3 normally? So we lose out on 1 just for like this spell effect, and it's not once per turn too. So you can play like 3 spells in 1 turn and just -3 something, right?
What's really insane is that a lot of rune spells are quick. So your opponent goes to attack this, and you go, "I'm going to play down 3 quick spells," and your card like deletes
Dies.
itself.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got the 1-drop 1/1 or the 1-drop spell that draws a card. You've got the neutral card that's just deal damage, so it deals 2 damage with this card.
What does 3?
Oh, does it deal 3?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
You've got a lot of combo potential.
No, this card's insane.
All right, I think I'm a Runecraft main now, guys, because I already like the horse too. All right.
Runecraft is currently like one of the worst classes, and it needs help.
Listen,
So
I'll figure out how to break it by crying until they print better cards. But
that's 3 sets from now. I solved it, guys. Play the new card.
That's me with Forest.
Oh my god, I really like this card though. Like in my mind right now, this is like like out of 5, like minimum 3.5, maybe a 4.
Yeah, it's definitely filling the gaps that like Runecraft really needs, which is followers that do things.
Yeah, I would give this card 4 barking dogs.
Oh my god.
Dogs. How was that converted into crying dogs?
Oh wait,
But anyway,
crying dogs. Oh no.
All right.
Anyway, next card we have Daiwa Scarlet. 4-drop 3/4, feed for 1, and as long as it's on the field, when you would play an Musume spell for the first time, reduce the cost by 1, and when you play a spell, if it's the 3rd spell you've played, choose an Musume follower, give it Storm, and on play, you search your deck for an Musume spell.
Oh my god, dude! All right, listen. This card is cracked. It has so much text on it. How could it be bad?
How could it be bad?
Right.
I mean, so like, what is this? It's a 4-mana card that searches a preferably 1-mana spell or whatever your curve is to perfectly curve out. And if you've played 3 cards, 3 spells, you get to give a card Storm. I think.
Let's be real. You're gonna give Storm to this because you're not gonna play any other creatures that turn because you're gonna waste all your spells on.
This is a 6-mana 3/4 with haste.
Can you imagine following this card up with searching up the card that bounces your board?
You can't spell.
Oh, does it say search a spell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it does say spell. Never mind.
Yeah. It's definitely a Runecraft card. You can play this in mono Runecraft as well because you just play the Runecraft spells that are in Musume, and then that gives you like a spell tutor,
right?
A little mini spell boost package that's actually impactful,
right?
Yeah, I think this is good.
This card's great.
Yeah, this card seems pretty good.
That's why it's got the legendary.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to like find out this card is actually just ass later when I'm looking at decks. I'm like, oh, no one plays this because it sucks. But
that'd be a Rune problem more.
Yeah, yeah, I like everything on this card. So I don't know. It's definitely like a 3 out of 5 for sure. All right.
3? What is that? I like everything mid.
Okay, I'll give it 0.5 on that too. 3.5 out of 5. All right, I like everything on the card, but it doesn't say I win the game automatically, so I guess it's mid.
All right, so our next card, we've got Vodka. I like this card already. It is a 3-drop 3/3. It says when you play this card, if there's an allied, what is that card's first name?
Last card.
Daiwa Scarlet.
In play, reduce this card's cost by 2. So that means you. So it's a creature. It doesn't get the benefit from reducing spell cost by 1, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. But it also has feed for 1, begin racing, and on your turn, when you play a spell, give all allied Uma Musume followers +1/+1 in rush. Okay, so the fact that this gives rush and +1/+1 to everything, this card is absolutely cracked. It can be a 1-drop 3/3 that can trade into something or just buff your board repeatedly.
Yeah, this card is
this is cracked in both ways because anytime there's combat tricks 2 involved, your opponent has to play around that, and it seems really annoying in this game, right?
And what I was about to say, because I mean, you just picked up on that with what you said, is especially since it combos with the other card, and the other card grabs a spell,
right?
And then when you play a spell, its cost is reduced during your opponent's turn. Like right on turn 5, you drop the Daiwa and the Vodka. You search a spell, they go to attack. You play your quick play spell
to draw a card,
then your cards just get bigger.
Like this card's insane.
Definitely giving Rune like an actual board base like combo-y feel.
And how can you not love this card with a name like that?
Man, yeah, I already like everything I've read about Rune. How's Rune bad? Games probably go too fast. But listen, I really like this entire package so far of everything I've seen. This is really good. All right,
definitely feels pretty cool.
Yep. Next card. Whose turn is it?
Yours.
Oh, Dance, Clamor, and Festival. It's a quick play, which is good. That means it's instant. Choose an enemy follower, deal 3 damage to it. If there's an allied Uma Musume card in play, deal 4 instead. So most of the time, this is gonna be deal 4, right? Because I think
deal 4 for 1 with the Daiwa.
Oh, true.
And give your board +1/+1 in rush.
Yeah,
with the Vodka.
All this extra text on all these cards that are invisible. Wow. All right. I don't know the exact power level on like removal in this game, but on just like a glance from what I've seen so far, I think this card is pretty good, right? I'm only evaluating it as a 2-drop burn 4 on.
I feel like this is a standard removal spell. Like
it's about the same. There's a 2-drop deal 3 that deals 4 if you have an evolved card in play. If there's like an evolved,
I thought it dealt 4 to an evolved follower.
Yeah, it deals 4 to an evolved follower. Right. So like this is on curve with like what a removal spell is.
Right.
But it's another removal spell for Rune to play, and Rune likes removal spells.
Right. And if you factor in the combo potential with the rest of the cards we've already seen, this card's insane.
I think it's decent. I don't think it's insane, but I think it is a good card.
It just feels like the Rune package so far for Uma Musume seems really good.
I think what we've read is kind of fragile.
It is kind of fragile, but it's like it builds up on top of each other very well. So like if you can get it there, it feels very powerful. Man, that's why. Yeah.
Very compounding. Yeah.
Yeah. So card is like decently mid. I'm only evaluating this as a burn 4 because my assumption is if you're playing this card, you have to be playing Uma Musume cards, right?
Yeah. Right. I mean, even as a burn 3, it's probably fine. Like,
I assume at burn 3, there's probably other neutral spells or from other sets that are just better or equivalent, so that it doesn't matter as much. But that's my assumption. I assume the 4 is what really matters here.
That is true.
All right. Next thing.
Next card is Xeno Rob Roy. What a name. 1 mana 0/2. feed for 1 so you can kill it. And then whenever another allied follower begins racing, so see, this is the one that wants another card to race.
Right.
You top check 4, add an amulet or spell to your hand, and then put the rest on the bottom of the deck. This is pretty decent, I think.
I think in mono Uma Musume, this card's fine. I think in anything else, this card's
you can't,
not very good, right?
Yeah, I mean, since it keys off of racing, of course, it's not going to be good in mono Rune. But
let's say you played like mono Rune and all of your like evolved deck was racing. You were playing the Uma Musume.
Well, then it's fine. I mean, then it's good. Stuff. But like within Uma Musume, it's I think this card is a decent 1-drop. Like this would be your 1-drop
turn
choice.
1. Yeah, it seems okay. So this is what I'm seeing at least. This seems okay. I almost feel like it's just I would like rather play the Ring Bell Girl that lets me draw 1 than this.
No, Kit, you're not seeing it. You're not seeing turn 1, you drop 1 of these. Turn 2, you drop 2 more. Turn 3, you begin racing. Top check 4 3 times.
If you begin racing with a card that isn't one of those.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then refill your hand. Go +3 every turn.
That's assuming your opponent hasn't removed it by then already.
You're not attacking with them. They're not.
Wait. If you have 3 of these on the board and you race 1 of them, you get a top check 4 twice, right?
Right.
No. Yeah, if you have 3.
Because it's other. Yeah. So,
I feel like this card is
hand
better
for days. All right. Do we have Daria where when we draw cards we remove the cost by like 10?
Daria is so bad in this game. It is discard your hand, top 5 to EX area, and then you on Evolve can choose 2 cards in EX area, and their cost is reduced by 5 for the turn. But it's not 2 cards; it's a spell and a follower.
Right.
It's so bad.
I feel like this card. I would rather trade the feed text on this card for 1 power.
No, it doesn't matter. You're not attacking with this card. The stats don't matter. I think this card is good.
I honestly don't know really how to super evaluate this card other than like if there's a really good amulets and spells that you're trying to search for all the time and feeding becomes important. I guess it does, yeah.
Like the worst is this is like a turn 2 to turn 3. You drop this plus like another card and get like a plus off of it. So you could see it as like a 1 mana spell that adds that can potentially keep adding.
I think
so. Like if this card's left alone, I think this card's fine. If this card is dealt with, I don't know.
Even if it gets dealt with, you're not like feeling.
They have to trade a card for this card anyway, and if they leave it out on the board for a long time, you can get a lot of value off of it, right? The only issue I'm seeing here is that I don't know how much, because I haven't played with feeding in person yet or anything. I don't know how impactful feeding is to like playing the game right now. So
it eats a mana every turn.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I can still see this card just feels like either it could be really busted or it could be just garbage. That's how I'm seeing it right now.
Move it out and like they can't remove it for a turn. Just imagine.
I will say I think the feed mechanic is much better if you're going second. Like I think Uma Musume wants to go second most times.
I don't see it.
No,
I don't see it.
Like
you're just behind a mana. It's not worth.
Don't you get the free mana for the evolves on this though?
Right,
you get 3 free evolves, but that's like you're still behind a mana. Being behind a mana is so unbelievably impactful in this game that like a 1 extra mana curving out your turn to feed is like not the actual thing that's gonna saving that 3 times is not what's gonna save the game for you.
Yeah, well, I guess it just depends on how good trading that 1 mana is for like a search top check for add a spell is like searching for a spell, right? Or amulet, I guess. So
I think it's not bad. I think this card's decent.
I can see it being either way, either complete garbage or completely like if this doesn't get removed, it's broken.
Right. Yeah.
So it's
when this is sitting on your opponent's board, you have to answer it, and I think that's good enough.
So it just eats. So worst case scenario, it eats a removal, and that is pretty good.
All right. Next card.
So this is Agnes Digital. It is a 1-drop 2/1. It has feed for 1. And it has when it starts racing, draw a card, discard a card from your hand. So I think this card's okay. This is a definitely going second card. Otherwise, I think the card, like I said, just okay.
It's a Runecraft card.
Whoa, this combos with the sword stuff. Okay, never mind. Continue.
With the sword stuff? Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's true.
What's more important about it is it combos in normal Rune with the card that everyone plays, Trail of Light, which is on discard, draw a card.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. So you're drawing 2 cards off of it. That's really good.
To me, this just reads as a slightly better Penguin.
So this is probably Penguin's repeatable though.
The Penguin's like on a smaller body. This is a more aggressive Penguin.
Isn't the Penguin a 1/3?
It's a 1/3. This is a 2/1. This can actually kill something. The Penguin can't.
Yeah, even though the Penguin can't kill something, it's got more longevity. Like it lasts in the field longer potentially.
It's also 2 mana versus 1.
Yeah, that's true. I guess. So I do agree though. I feel like this card is better in regular Rune than it is in mono horses.
But I think this card is overall like 2 out of 7.
Yep, probably. Yep, I kind of agree. 2 out of 7. Yeah, all right, just adding. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Next
Wait,
card.
that means this card got worse.
I did.
Oh, okay.
Mine? Okay, Long Night with the Witch Apprentice. Ooh, I like the art on this card. It's really quick spell. Choose an enemy follower, deal 2 damage to it. If there's a running follower on your field, deal 3 damage instead. What is a running follower?
Should I say racing?
Racing.
Why? What? Okay, yeah, racing follower. Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, so this actually works very well with like the one drop earlier we saw, right? Because if we start, we do racing, we top check 4, add the spell like this to hand, and then we get to play this. It's 1 cost spell too. So if we have Die Scarlet on a Die with Scarlet, this is a 0 cost, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this card's really good.
Yeah, card seems decent. It's literally like a worse fireball, or not fireball, lightning bolt, and like Magic. But a 1 drop.
Game, it is on curve with the neutral card that is 1 mana deal 2. But like sometimes it's even better. So
yeah, so it's just better. So yeah, it's a good card overall. Also very cute.
Very cute. Yes.
Next card, Admire Vega, 2-drop 2/2, feed for 1, and act this. Choose a spell that costs 2 or less from your hand, place into your EX area, and when you would play that card this turn, its cost becomes 0. So the idea is you slam this thing down, you tap it, you put down a spell. If your opponent doesn't kill the 2-drop 2/2, you can do it again and save mana on your spell. This card is terrible. I'm just going to be honest. This card is actually unplayable.
It's a very cute card. It's just
it's not, because kid, this reads -1 the first turn it's done, and then after that you have to have more 2 mana or less spells in your hand, and your opponent hasn't killed this card.
So on turn 2, this lets you that they have to deal with, or else it'll just get out of hand. And it lets you not only put the 2/2 body into play, but it lets you play a 2-drop spell for free.
Also, I have a question then too about this, because this might change how it's like. Is this supposed to be part of the Daiwa package where we now get to play 3 cost spells for free because they have -1 in our hand?
No, I think that card says when you would play it, reduce.
No, it says choose a spell that costs 2 or less from your hand.
No, the other card. The Daiwa says when you would play the spell, it reduces its cost by 1.
Oh, okay. It doesn't give -1s. Okay, never mind. That doesn't affect this card at all then.
No, this card is terrible. I think this card is awful.
I think it's just a cute card. Like if it does live like 3 turns in a row for some reason, like you can get lots of value off of it.
Even if it lives 1 turn, right? Like if this card lives 1 turn, this card is really, really solid.
No, but it only is. It's not even good until the 2nd turn.
Yeah, but like if you play this on turn 2, use its effect to play the removal card that we just read. So you're spending what?
Half of your hand. You're using half of your hand to choose a spell.
But you're using 2 mana.
This doesn't go towards your spell boost. This card is
to kill something and to eat a removal spell. or another creature, right? So in a way, this card, depending on how you play this card can be a. Well, I guess it's a 2 for 2, right?
The only
Never
good thing
mind.
about this is that in normal Rune, if you would be over 7 hand, you can store a card for the next turn. That is the only thing of relevance I see on this card, and even that's not good.
Here's a question: so you choose what you put into your EX area. When you play Daria, she doesn't clear your EX area.
Correct.
What's their stays?
It clogs it.
So yeah, okay.
No, this card is terrible.
No, this card is.
And Daria is not even good, so like that's not even a relevant part of this. This card is just bad.
All right.
I don't know if Kit disagrees or not, but
no, I agree. I just think the card is like cute. Like maybe you can get lots of value off of it, but in general, it doesn't seem good.
If your opponent is blind and not attacking, yes.
Yep.
Again, though, it does eat a removal like one of the previous cards we saw. Like it's a forced. You're going to eat.
It was a 1-drop that eat removal. This is a 2-drop.
That's true. Maybe that's what you're supposed to do with this Rune package: just eat removal.
Eat removal. All right, next card.
That was you.
Oh, it's me. This is Kawakami Princess. So it is a 4-drop, 4/4, feed 1. It has fanfare. Discard a card from your hand. Choose an enemy follower and deal 4 damage to it. So I think this card's really good in the regular Rune package. Again, with the other card that we mentioned, that you discard it and draw a card. So this card comboing with other cards can be like deal 4 damage, draw a card, and be a 4/4 body. It fuels spell boost. So I think this card is fine.
No.
Really?
No. I would rather just play more cards or like more impactful bodies. I think it's like okay. It just reads like pack filler. Like after everything else, you got the 2-drop that's like drawing cards. You got the 5-drop that's tutoring spells. And then this thing comes down for 4, and I would just rather play other cards.
Limited, this card is busted, I think, but outside of limited, it's probably pretty mediocre to mediocre at best. I feel like.
Yeah, this would be a card that's like I think it's on. If it makes the deck, it's the card that you feel the least good about, and you try to run like the least amount of copies. So you need another specific card in hand for that to even be an okay effect.
Well, yeah, like. This just turns dead cards into a burn 4, right, on play. So, like, obviously it's going to be really good and limited. But when you got to pick the cards in your deck, like, ideally every card has a reason to be there, right? So, like, discarding cards randomly doesn't necessarily, like, provide anything for you other than, like, that one card. Was it the light card or whatever? Where it's if you discard this, draw a card. And I guess in, like, the horse girl deck itself or whatever class, like, it works very well with, like, random, like, stuff we saw in Sword and things like that, where it looks at the waiting room or graveyard or whatever to decide on if it has an effect or not. But outside of that, it's just really, really good limited. Seems really shit for deck building.
Yeah,
that's fair.
All right, next card. Nakayama Festa. Oh, this girl is cute as well. I like her beanie. Has feed 1 to begin racing. Fanfare, deal 5 damage to all enemy followers and leader. Discard all cards from your hand. It's a 9-drop 7/7. All right, if you don't win the game when you drop this, you probably lose the game immediately, right?
This card's a Lava Axe. Like, if you play Magic, you know a Lava Axe. It's a 6-drop, deal 5 damage to the face. That's what this card is. But
but worse. You got to discard your entire hand.
No, this is insane Daria support, dude.
Oh my god. No, this card's bad.
You make this cost 4.
Oh no, you have 3 whatever lights of whatever shit in your hand, and that means you got to draw 3 cards. Draw 3 cards, deal 5, play a 7/7.
Yeah, I mean, like it's this card is terrible.
No, it's a Lava Axe. That's all this card is, and even then, that's not good. A Lava Axe is like a 2 out of 5.
Busted and limited, garbage and constructed. All right, next card.
I think this would be really funny if you're playing a competent deck that keeps a fat hand too, and then you look at your opponent and you go discard 6.
Dude, the BM.
Discard 7 because you drew for turn.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
All right. Is it my turn now or?
No, you just read that one.
No, it's me.
My turn. Yes.
Oh yeah, it's your turn. Yeah, never mind.
Tosen Jordan, 2-drop 2/1, feed for 1. Last words. Salvage a spell. So spell from grave, come to hand. I like the recursion. I like spell recursion.
This card seems good. It seems.
But spell recursion is actually the exact opposite of what you want in the game. However, it's not bad.
But like, if you look at this card in the scope,
We haven't seen spell boost, so
that's true. And if you look at this card in the scope of Uma Musume, it's really good with your 1-drop that you play for the 5/2 or 5/3 package.
Mm-hmm.
And this card, it fuels that really well, and it lets you recycle that card and still gain its benefits. So like, I think it's good in Mono Uma Musume.
yeah, I think it's a decent 2-drop.
I think it's playable in regular, but
this is such a weird card to me because it's a low cost 2/2/1, right? So you're incentivized to play it on curve turn 2, but on turn 2, are you really going to have that many spells to choose from in your waiting room or in your graveyard or whatever?
I mean, in regular Rune, you've got a 1-drop draw a card. You've got a 1-drop deal 2 damage or 3 damage.
It's a good top deck on turn 10.
God damn it.
Wait a minute, hold on. Is it with spell boost you remove cards from your grave? Or
no, spell boost counts the number. It's only
right.
D-shift that removes.
Right. It's really bad in D-shift.
I think it's like okay, but it's not like. I think it's an okay card. I think it like.
It lets you double play removal, like your early removal.
It's not Snapcaster Mage though, but yes.
Right.
Wait, it kind of is actually.
Snapcaster Mage.
Because wait, Snapcaster Mage, you have to pay the cost anyway, right? When you do it,
right?
It is Snapcaster Mage, except it doesn't have flash. Card sucks. All right, but card seems fine. Card seems fine. It depending on what good removal and stuff you have, it probably gets better. But
or if you have cards that draw you cards, like it seems okay. But you know,
yeah, definitely if you ever want. Go ahead.
It's really good following up the 4-drop 4/4 that discards a card.
Wait. Something I do want to say that is very relevant is currently if in like actual physical Necro or Spooky Craft, whatever you want to call it, has the ability. It has like hand disruption. Like look at your opponent's hand, get rid of cards.
Oh yeah.
And Rune, one of the big problems is that sometimes those decks play that in like aggro to pick out like key cards, and Rune is already awful. And when it tries to play D-shift, and then D-shift is a card that you want to have like one copy of in your deck, and you want to tutor it, but you're forced to play multiple copies of it because you can get hit with hand disruption. That feels terrible.
Right.
Well, now if you get hit with hand disruption and you put this in like a normal Runecraft deck, you do actually have a way to get back your one of D-shift or your get hit with the hand.
Yeah. So in that matchup, it's basically an extra copy of your good spells.
So. That is like something that makes this card a little bit better.
Oh, it is last words though. So like, oh man, my brain equated the numbers on this card thinking it was fanfare.
No.
Okay, you thought it was Snapcaster, but it wasn't.
I thought it was Snapcaster Mage. It's definitely not Snapcaster Mage. It's
card. But I think that what it does is kind of nice.
It seems like a very mediocre card at best, and that's how I see it right now. If it was like on play, maybe it would be better, or if it was like it had. Are there any creature card or followers in this game that can be played on the opponent's turn or something like that as a quick player now?
No creatures yet.
No creatures yet? Okay.
This is Magician of Faith, and Magician of Faith was banned for 5 years. So.
God damn it. This is Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's Magician of Faith that could have Rush.
Oh, man.
For an extra mana.
I think Magician of Faith has 200 attack. That's basically 2.
But she also has, 300 defense?
I don't know.
That's better than 1.
She blocks an attack and gives your card back broken. All right. Next card.
Next card.
Nari, is it my turn or whose turn is it?
Okay, yeah, we got Top Road. So this is a 3-drop 3/3. It has Feed for 1. Racing Start. It gains +1/+1. Draw 2 cards, discard a card.
Oh, shit.
This card seems okay. It's
a good bronze.
It is bronze. It's a 4-drop 4/4 that draws 2, dishes 1. In limited, this card's busted. In regular format, I think this card's just a 2. Probably.
Man, I think this is a good playmaker.
I think this is like maybe a 3 at best. A good playmaker.
Right. I think that it's like you can only play 3 copies of a card in a 40 card deck. And
exactly.
And so you've got like you got your Daiwas and you got all these other cards, but a big problem that Rune has is that like the cards that are filling it out, and this is like a problem with like these spell strategies, is you've got these draw cards that aren't actually impactful. While this card will deal with something on the board, being a 4/4, and then also dig deeper into your deck and have a little bit of filter, right? Which is kind of nice. I think it's not like, I think like you said, like a 2 or a 3,
Right.
But compared to some of the other cards, I would feel pretty good with this card.
I will say in solo Musume, this card's probably a 3.5. It gets better because of how limited Musume is. I feel like a lot of these cards that we're seeing are going to be better in
3.5 sounds high, but like I maybe could try it like maybe like 2.5 to 3.
Yeah, but like a lot of these cards that we're seeing that are just okay in most other formats in mono Musume are good because Musume doesn't have access to the other effects of the other cards in the other sets. So like, I don't know.
This reads like a better Fate's Hand to me. I hate Fate's Hand in the current physical.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 mana, draw 2.
Sure.
And that feels rough.
Where this is 4 mana, deal 4 damage, draw 2, ditch 1. Potentially.
I think we all kind of like in an agreement, maybe a little bit up and down depending on how we feel about it, but we're all kind of agree it's like around a 3 out of 5, right?
Right. Yeah.
All right. Do you want to cut the video here? We're at 31 minutes, or just move on?
Yeah, we'll definitely cut the video here,
okay.
But I just want to say, reminder from the beginning of this video, a good card is a 3.5 and a mediocre card is a 3. So
we've established that.
We've established like our rating scale.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you guys in the next video for what's the next one? Is Dragon.
I need some clarification though. What if it's a 3 out of 7 or a 3.5 out of 7?
That's
like a 2.5. Okay. Just don't worry about it. All right.
Okay,
yeah. So we'll see you for our Dragon review next. And yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all of that. If you like Shadowverse content, it will like make us do more Shadowverse content, especially non-gameplay Shadowverse content. We'll see you guys in the next video. Later.